Let me in, I'm trying to fuck.
Let me in, I'm trying to fuck. Can I let a little bit of that? Hey guys, welcome back to another 6 Foot Under podcast. We're outside of the sexy corner. We had to switch it up. We got some colors in. We got different beers. And with that being said, you know we're sponsored and we're at that beautiful location. That's Old SheepDog Brewery. Old SheepDog Brewery, look at that. 3900 Rosa Ave, Paso Texas, 79905. Right here in the Vitolas, guys. Lincoln Park. Stir your stew, grab a cold beer. Always toasty, always crispy, always delicious. New flavors all the time. Victor's beers out. So Veni Tocamelas. You know what you're going to do to get that beer. We probably have to meet in the parking lot later on. It all depends. But also, you know what? You need to light it up out here. You know, we got to hit out Vitolas. Vitolas is look at it, 216 West Franklin, Paso Texas, 79901, right there next to the Locomotive Stadium.
Southwest University Park.
I don't know what I said. I zoned out again. I don't know what's going on. Saturday.
You're doing so well, dude.
I know, dude. Sometimes I'm sober and that fucks everything up. Gotta thank the guys. They have over 400 cigars, so don't say they don't have anything for you because they have all the good taste, all the good cigars. If you don't want to smoke, you want a good drink, they have cocktails and good whiskeys. Some beer selection, you know what it is. You know what you gotta get. If you're afraid of smoking, they can teach you what you should start with. I wish. Shout out to me and Fernando for doing that. Light it up. I don't know what that was. And also got to thank Alex, the guy who managed the Pond Rock food truck. That's White Knife Dining, the Pond Rock food truck driving around town. Hell yeah.
Yeah, guys, and as always, please be sure to check us out at 6feetunderstudios.com, where you'll find links to all of our streaming platforms, including our YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, as well as our Instagram, where we like to post anything and everything 6 Feet Under Studios whenever we can or whenever we feel like it. Also, please be sure to check out our website for our local spotlight, where we like to feature anybody who we've worked with or are going to work with, to kind of give them a little bit of an extra push, a little bit of an extra shout out, because here at 6 Feet Under Studios, we're all about local supporting local, whether they be a local barber, musician, photographer, OnlyFans person, whatever it may be here locally. We all love and respect the hustle here at 6 Feet Under Studios. I don't know why I said that. That sounds kind of weird. But yeah, make sure you guys check that out, so you can check that out for everything that's going on here with 6 Feet Under Studios, because we local love and more.
Woo. And we have a guest today, musician, lover, artist,
Lover.
Lover again.
Yeah, you gotta say it twice.
lover,
Hugger.
Evan.
Kisser, holder, and squeezer.
Damn.
All the above.
He might write some poems. He might put those poems in you. You know, never know what's going on.
Put something else in you.
You hope. We're gonna go for we know him as Evan, Groovy Shmokes, the master of the poetry, the slam doctor. What?
Yes.
Slam doctor.
I was watching the Power at the Pass episode, and Valentine complimented you all on your intros.
Oh, yeah.
So I want to compliment you guys.
Shit.
There's a lot of stuff to introduce.
Dude, sometimes we have it to the point, and you can tell we're tired or something when we mess up.
Yeah.
Or I'm sober. Either one.
Either one of the two.
I can see it flowing a little smoother when you got a buzz or something like that.
Right? Like you're used to it, and you're like, hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, when you're sober, you're just your brain's working too well, so you're just thinking about it too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah, or we're watching something on the TV, it's like, oh shit, get distracted with it. Happens a lot.
We get too distracted way too easily.
It says that in fucking thing.
As something flew by, I'm like, oh, look at that over there.
Someone what would you like to promote yourself as right now, right here?
I guess all the time, I'm Evan Romo, but I'm always just doing different projects, and I don't know, I'm a fan of characters, so I don't know, I don't know if you guys seen the movie Split, where he's just got all these different personalities. I'm just always trying to create a different character for different situations. I guess at the moment, probably Groovy Shmokes would be the most applicable, just because of with this project that I'm working on right now. I think late November, early December is when it'll be out, and so just trying to build up to that, it's probably best to go by Groovy Shmokes. But
what is that project, if you don't mind me asking?
So
none of your goddamn business.
Yeah.
I mean, I would hope so. We're trying to get it out there.
It's a hip hop project that I've been working on with Stan Z.
Okay.
He's been producing the entire project, and the two of us been working together on it, where it's it's like a little EP, but it's gonna lead into an album that's gonna come out next year. And it's like this universe that I'm creating, like the MCU type, some Marvel Cinematic Universe, but like the groovy cinematic universe, if you will. But like this project is just like that introduction, and it's like a grounded story. Like when you're listening to it, it's like this could be my cousin, or this could be like my best friend or my neighbor or something like that. Like it's grounded and it's realistic to the everyday person, but it's just to help warm you up to like the next album, which is a little bit more ambitious and bigger in terms of like the story that it's telling. But it's a hip hop project, little EP. I wouldn't call it an album, but for the sake of conversation, I'll call it an album. You know, it's just easier to call it an album. Like it's a collection of music that's like meant to be together. You know.
Is there kind of like a collective theme behind it? Is there anything that's kind of keep connecting it all? How you said it was a universe, I guess your own little universe.
Yeah. I play a character in this album called Lou Steady Hands, and he's got his girl in the album, and her name in the album is Safari Porter, and then
Sounds like a good beer too.
Yeah, honestly, I think I was thinking of a porter at the time. I might have been drinking a porter when I came up with the name, but the guy he's a drug dealer. He sells weed, and his like main customer's name is Shaba Rain, and so this guy's character Shaba Rain is the only one that goes from the EP to the album, but like character wise, that's what ties the projects together.
Yeah.
But on a grander like level, it's like all of these people's lifestyles and like stories are kind of getting interweaved. Like I'm gonna end up becoming a different character in the album. So it's just like Eddie Murphy and like Norbit. Like I'm playing a bunch of different characters and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's just like this one story where everyone's lives are kind of intertwined, either loosely or like very connected, you know? Yeah. And you'll see how like the stories play out. Like this story is about like Lou Steady Hands. So it kind of just goes about his like not everyday life. It only spans across maybe like 3 days worth in like in the album, but like his connection to Shaba like leads to his connection to Wolf, which is like my character in the next album, and then it just kind of leads into like how grander the story gets. But like while those albums are like full length, these projects in between are smaller in scale, just to kind of like help like show the range of like storytelling that I can do, you know? When I write these albums, I try to write them visually so like you can like picture what's going on with the lyrics so that they can hopefully be translated into films afterwards.
Damn.
Okay.
Yeah.
With the characters, you say like you said different people like doing like backup like vocals and stuff like that, like each character, or it's just you by yourself like just telling the story?
I think I write about 90% of the lyrics, but I'm having people come in, and I look at it as more than a feature. Like it's not just having you come in on one song, it's having like everyone that I've asked so far, like I'm kind of asking them to come on in and perform like on a percentage of the entire project.
Yeah.
So I write their character, and if it suits for them to write it, I'll ask them to write it. But for the most part, like if it's a verse or if it's a hook or something like that, like a passage within the album, I'll probably write it and ask them to perform it.
Yeah.
But like for example, there's a couple of the characters that are in that will be like performing in Spanish.
Yeah.
I'll probably ask them to help me write that, just because my Spanish like it's not the most fluent, but I still want to pay like a little bit of homage to my roots, you know.
Nice.
Yeah.
Damn.
But what was like the thing that made you want to do this? Since you're saying you kind of do a bunch of little different things, that you have a bunch of little different characters. Was there something that just kind of made? Have you always been involved in like the music area, or is this just something you kind of like decided out of nowhere? You know, let me give it a shot at this, see how it goes.
I would say I started with music, and then I picked up everything else after, because I'll do like a lot of visual stuff as well.
Mm-hmm.
I'll do photography, graphic design, videography, and like I'm not always the one who's doing the music. Sometimes I'm helping like promote someone else's music as well by filming them, or you know, getting a photo shoot during their live session or whatever. And I guess we could talk about that in a little bit, but like in high school, I think I smoked weed for the first time like my sophomore, junior year, and it turned into like rapping and like freestyling in the hotbox. So like that's just kind of where I started, and I was decent at it. Like people like were rocking with the lyrics, and we can cuss, right?
Yeah. I fucking moan at the beginning of this shit.
I just figured, I just what's the word? Formality. But people were fucking with it, and I was just like, all right, cool, you know. So like I would start doing it a little bit more often and more often and more often, and the next thing you know, I think I signed up for like the UTEP talent show like my junior year of college, and it was like 2016 maybe, and it went well. And so I figured, I was like, okay, so like this can also translate to people who aren't like in the car with me while it's like hotbox and shit. So I just started, you know, getting a little bit more motivated through it, and that I would say music is actually where I started. And I started listening to like Joey Badass and stuff around that time, and I just wanted to kind of like rap like that, you know, like it was a lot of like wordplay and stuff like that. So I just tried it, figured out I was pretty decent at English, so just kind of like took off from there. And then like the confidence that I got in music led me to just be like, all right, I want to do my own thing like in life, like as a whole. So I went ahead and started, you know, picking up a camera, just doing other things, meeting people, and you know, just kind of like blew up from there. But music, yeah, it was like the start of it.
Yeah, because you always do open mics, and it's just always like, that's the one time that I'll stop what I'm doing here, and I was like, this guy's gonna come in. Like, I was gonna be at the door having a beer.
Yeah.
Still taking care of people, but not really.
Yeah, like,
don't
hey,
listen to
excuse
this,
me,
guys.
do you work here? No, shut the fuck up. Like, can't you see Groovy's going?
Can you hear the lyric? Can you feel him?
Can you feel him?
Can you
Dude,
feel
like,
it now?
like your
Can you
flow
feel
is
it,
like,
Mr. Krabs?
so it's like one of my first, like, fucking, like, your flow is just like so like smooth on it. I was like, damn, this motherfucker, like,
Yeah, thank you.
I don't know, or it just puts out this. It's like, why am I hard?
Yeah, and most of the time I do those open mics like a cappella without any beat, and it's usually it's because of like I don't mind it. Like there's a time and place for it, but I'm very adamant about like having live instrumentation behind me.
Yeah.
So like I don't have a band yet, and hopefully when I do have like my regular band, I performed with bands before, but like they got their own music that they're working on too.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to like try to occupy their time with just like my stuff. So I do want like my own band, but when that time comes, like
That's
you'll be
when
able
you're
to
gonna
hear
be
how
like-
it is with that live instrumentation as well. But for now it's just acapellas. So like the reason why I like those at open mics is because like it almost lets you. It doesn't like make you. It doesn't force you. Because like I think I'm talented enough where you want to listen to it.
Yeah.
But it allows you to focus on like what's being said even more, because there's not like all these instruments going off. There's not like a drummer.
Yeah,
in the
they're
back going
not getting
nuts and shit,
distracted.
you know?
You're just paying attention to them.
And there's nothing wrong with that, but like it's open mic.
Yeah.
Like, I'm trying to work on my verses and stuff, you know. So I'm trying to like have people focus on the lyrics.
Which with that, do you usually like free flow it, or just it's everything that you've been reading, or?
Nah,
writing?
they're all written. Like the last one that I was here on when it started raining.
Yeah. There's something different.
I forgot my lyrics halfway through, so I was like, "Fuck!" So like I kind of went off the top of my head for a little bit, but it was just me going off the top of my head explaining that I forgot my lyrics. Like it wasn't like anything like actual like freestyling. Because like shout out to everybody that can go off the top, because that's hard. Like I can't. I don't think I'm the best at that at all. I'm like probably mediocre at that, honestly. So like everything that I spit is like written.
Everything, like you took your time.
Yeah.
Although I was wondering, like I was gonna ask you last time, I was like, do you like freestyle that shit? Because it's like, damn, that's still clean as fuck.
I try to like never look at my phone though, because like sometimes I'll like if a song's new, I probably won't perform it, just because when I feel like if I'm looking at my phone or like a notepad, whatever you write your shit on, you know, I feel like you're getting too caught up on like the lines that your flow isn't as clean and smooth. When you're not looking, you know what the next lyric is, so you can just fit it to whatever's going on, you know.
And you have more interaction with people too. Like
I can look up at people and like move my hands more and stuff like that. Like if I have my phone, like that's one hand already taken, and if I'm holding the mic every now and then with the other hand, it's like I'm like stuck, you know. But I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just not my preference.
Yeah.
Like I don't mind watching somebody who's like reading a poem or like a verse off their phone or anything like that. It's cool.
Yeah.
But I have my preference of how I like to perform it. So I'll usually not spit something that's like new, because if I'm still like rehearsing it, like it doesn't mean I'm like it's not only memorizing the lyrics, it's
You're
also like
editing
rehearsing
stuff,
the flows and like the syllables in it and all that stuff, you know. Yeah, I try to be like conscious of the syllables in my raps too, because like if like I want to be able to flex a verse across different sounds, and if the beat changes, I don't want to be able to be like, oh, I can't rap this over that. Like I still want to be able to rap it, and like that way you could hear a song in like different tones. So like I've rapped this one song like at open mics a lot, and I've rapped it a cappella, and then at Mona they had an open mic, and they were like I had Chris from Feline Fox just doing cajon, and it sounded way different from acapella. And then we have the beat now for it. It's gonna be on Apple Bags, and it sounds even more different now. Like now that there's keys and all that stuff involved in it, so it's cool to hear how like a verse can like make you feel a different way just because of like the instrumentation that's behind it. Yeah. So I try to go ahead and just be conscious of all those things when I'm writing it for that purpose.
Yeah, do you feel like depending who goes first up the mic, like sets up your tone for the songs that you're gonna like acapella that day, or like you're gonna like, or you just have like, okay, I'm gonna do this 3 songs today, that's it, or it's just like when you get here, because I know you're not the first, which yeah, like I wouldn't put you first because it's too badass. Like you want like people to like get, but it's so that having the other people in front of you like change your like your flow too. Like I'm gonna, you know what, this song I'm gonna replace it to this other song just because. It's what the crowd like feels like today, or
maybe just because I can switch up how I like perform each verse. I'll try to stick to what I plan for the day, but the last couple times I'll forget what I'm gonna do and I'll be like, all right, I'll just do this instead, you know. But I guess if there's any influence on the other performers, it's like if they're flying by, like if their all performances are like 2 minutes, 3 minutes and stuff, I'll try not to like come out of nowhere and be like an 8-minute performance or something like that.
Yeah, fuck it, dude.
Like, cause I'm not the featured artist or anything, you know. So like, I'll try to like keep it around the same. Like, I'll try not to like mess up the flow of the open mic, you know, because there's a lot of other performers and I want to be mindful of that too. But I'll usually come like a little bit later, and I'll usually be at the end anyway. So like, I'll usually have freedom to kind of like do it how I want. So, but I won't lie, like I kind of want to try being one of the first ones, because like the way I've seen it is, it's usually like on a Tuesday or Thursday, and they're usually more packed like earlier. So like it kind of like it empties out a little bit over time. Like all the people who are performing earlier, like sometimes they have to leave early and stuff. So I kind of want to see what it's like to be in the first half of the night, just to see how it goes. Just because like I have been on the second half almost every single time.
Yeah, it's not fun.
Yeah. Have you guys done open? Have you done open mics?
Done open mic. Yeah. Yeah, but it's because like that day, I think like way too many people signed up that day. Like it was fucking crazy.
Yeah, sometimes.
ridiculous.
Yeah, because like it was, at the end, like we should just let just one song per person because there was too many people like signed up.
Yeah, sometimes it can get pretty packed.
Or those people that just like I understand you ran your poem, but like dude, don't fucking pick the like.
Dude, sometimes it's not even a poem; it's a fucking novel. And I'm like, all right, dude, like I get it.
And then they'll end it with like, all right, I just got 2 more for y'all.
Yeah, and I'm like,
damn,
2 more for
like,
what?
what do you mean 2 more? That was already 20 minutes.
Yeah, I feel you.
No, one time there's like I don't know, like it's I only seen him here once for the open mic. That guy, like the book, like I just like dude, like why you publish this book? And it's like you had a lot of like I suck at writing, and it's like dude, you had so much misspellings in this thing and nothing makes sense. Like I don't want to be a dick, but also like dude, like at least did someone edit something for you, or like did you check before publishing this? Because don't get me wrong, like it's just all over the place, and I don't know. Like,
I don't
what's
know.
the point of
I
it.
get the point of open mics, but sometimes I'm like, you really shouldn't have done an open mic.
Yeah,
like it's
some people gotta
just
like
not
sharpen their sword a little bit first.
Well, they get too excited too. And I was like, dude, like take your time, practice what you needed to do, and then be like, okay, now I feel like.
The first time that I did open mic wasn't here, but it was the first time in a long time was here.
Yeah.
And I was like nervous. I'm lucky I was wearing like pants, because I feel like if I was wearing shorts that day, you would be able to see like my legs shaking. And I was nervous that day, but I don't know. Like once I start rapping and get the first couple bars out, it's like, all right, cool.
Like all the nerves
here.
go away.
Like, I'm
you
here
turn
now.
into your
it.
character.
No, but I think
Groovy
that's
Shmokes
with any performer though. I always think if you're not nervous when you're gonna perform anything, then you probably shouldn't be doing what you're doing, because something's wrong there.
Yeah,
like everybody should be getting nervous at least a little bit before you go on.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't want to sound too corny or anything, but like I get nervous because like the lyrics mean a lot to me. Yeah. So like I'm always like you can always have your own opinion at the end of the day, but like your opinion is gonna like it means a lot to me right now, because like I'm gonna be sharing like some important words for you, you know. So like that's why I get nervous.
Yeah,
you know, that's where the nerves come from. Now I still get that nerve, but it's because of that reason. It's not so much because of like, oh shit, I'm about to like perform in front of people. Like now I've kind of gotten comfortable with that, and just like the nature of what I do. Like I do photography and everything like that, and it's like client work, you know, and all that stuff. But at the same time, I'm also like trying to be like create my own platform with like MF Pro and Midnight Sessions and all that. So I'm also trying to like understand, like I got to be comfortable as like the face of a brand and stuff like that, you know.
Yeah,
not the face of a brand, but like the spokesperson of it.
At the end of the day, it's your project, it's your marketing, it's your face. Yeah, like you said, it's you're the face of the basically your own company.
Yeah. You know? So there's a little bit of nerves here and there, but
yeah, because I think like when we used to play, like it was just like the first song, I was like, fuck, like I forgot what we had to do. But then it just became like I was turning to someone else. And just
Well, that's how it is, dude. That's what I'm saying. Like with any performance, when you're about to go on, that's when the nerves kick. But once you get through the first song, it's like, all right, this is just another performance. This is what I normally do. Just go through it, and you get lost in the adrenaline kicks in. You get lost in the crowd. You get lost in the actual music of it, and then it's like, all right, whatever. We're just fucking having fun up here.
Yeah.
It's a jam session with people
Basically.
around, and you just turn into your alter ego.
Yeah. That's what helps me also is like I'm playing a character. So it's just like if anyone ever wants to be like, yo, what was up with that bar? And I was like, it's a character. You know, it's like a fail safe, you know? Because for the most part, like these lyrics are inspired by like a lot of the stuff that I write is like from like my life from like 18 to about 25 years old.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I dramatize some of it for the sake of like, you know, entertainment and all that stuff. So at the end of the day, and also like I'm also a character because of like, what's the word? Like when you're not trying to like incriminate yourself. So like it's like stuff like that too. You know? It's like, all right, hey, like chill out. Like this is a character.
Yeah, like I played the fifth.
Yeah, like this is a character. You guys gotta understand. Like a lot of it is dramatized, and you know, because like American Werewolf, which is gonna come out in next year's the album. It's about me getting kidnapped in Mexico, but I was never actually kidnapped in Mexico. So, but I was like the metaphor of it like is relatable. So I'm just like the reason why like I'm trying to like transfer them to films like is because I want them to be like stories that like anybody can find whatever meaning they want to, you know. I don't want it to be so like a biography of me because then they're gonna be like, oh, it's him, you know. Like I can't relate to that because it's his story. Like I want it to be a story of like these characters that aren't real. That way you can find the meaning in it for yourself, and like it just means more to you as a listener, you know.
Why that title? Any relation to the film?
Yeah, like direct relation. I saw An American Werewolf in London when I was like 5 or 6 years old, and I loved it. And like I'm like really into like werewolves and stuff like that. You know, like a wolf I think is like my spirit animal. So I feel like with this one I was like, all right, well, instead of the curse of a werewolf, we'll do like the curse of like falling into like the trap, you know, like falling into drug dealing and stuff like that. So it's sort of like a metaphor of that. But it's a direct reference. Like direct reference. And then I saw London right when like Paris was coming out. Have you seen both?
No, I haven't.
Have you seen either of them?
I've only seen the first one.
Okay, yeah. Paris is a little weird because it's like Final Destination 1 era.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a little like emo-ish, like gothic. But it's still a good movie. Like I loved it when I was a kid. If I watch it now, I saw it with my friend David, and he gave it a 1 star out of 5. but like his comment was like, it's a fun movie. Like it is. Like,
it's a fun movie.
It's fun, you know. But London is cool just because like it's a staple in like 80s horror. I think, you know. Have you seen it?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
I haven't seen the
like Paris is a little weird, but it's still got that American Werewolf vibe, you know.
Yeah.
But London was just like, I think it's a staple in like 80s horror. Like if you're gonna list like 80s horror movies, I think you'd be a novice, you'd be an amateur if you leave it out, honestly. But that's an opinion also. I could be wrong at the end of the day, you know.
Nah, dude, you're always right.
It's true. Opinions are neither right nor wrong.
Damn, way to fix mine. Shit, that's cool. Now I feel like such an asshole anymore. I'm still an asshole. It's tight. Title. I don't know what that was.
Sorry. So when it comes to, I guess, your music and when you're doing that, because I guess it sounds like your lyrics are probably the bigger part of all of your tracks or whatever it is that you're putting out. That's like the more important thing too. How about on the production side though? When it comes to the actual, you know, the music and the arrangement?
It's grown to become important because when I first started rapping, I would like just look up YouTube beats and just kind of like, if I liked them enough, I would buy them and then just go ahead and work off that. But at the same time, somebody else could have liked it as well and bought it.
Yeah.
But working with like Stan's the first person I'm working with where like we're making the beats from scratch. And so just having like a say in the production and having it be able to be an exact sound of what I'm going for, it's becoming more important. And it's the reason why it's also becoming more important is because we could really tailor it to like what is being said. So like the mood of the production can really like complement the lyricism now. So it's become more important, and it's gonna keep growing to be more important as like the story gets more ambitious and like the budget also gets a little bit more ambitious as well, because we'll be able to like get better, like not better production, but like more production involved. Like we can probably have like a saxophonist come in or a cellist, like just all these crazy instrumentations that it's not the same when you like do it off of like digital, you know?
Yeah.
So it's become more important, but I try to keep the production like a little grounded as well. Like when I'm giving Stan like references and all that for this project, it's been like, I wouldn't want to say simpler production, but like it's been production that allows for the lyrics to shine, you know? So we're not really getting outlandish with the beats or anything like that, anything crazy yet. And that's just because like I also look at it as like there's like multiple projects being written. And so I kind of want for like from project to project to also feel like, because you know how like in a movie there's like a climax and stuff like that. I also want it to be like over the scope of like 8 different albums. Like I'm saying 8 just as like a spitball number, but like over the course of the 8 albums, like I want for like one project to the next project to like start building up, and that also ties into the production and all that. Like
like an evolution of the whole.
Yeah, like the story just gets so much more chaotic that like the production matches it as well. Here it's such a grounded story that we're still not really getting chaotic with the production just yet. But it's become more important to me as well, just because of the fact that like as I've grown into the community of music and other creatives and stuff, now that I'm getting to work with people who are making the music with me from scratch, it's like it's just like that alone is like making it more important now, you know? So I would say that it's like escalated a little bit, but I don't think for me personally, me being the like the vocalist and the lyricist behind it and like the writer and like the one who's driving the vision forward, I still have like obviously like a bias like importance towards the lyricism a little bit. But yeah.
Shit.
On that, like, so would you say is, or what is like the, I guess the sound that you kind of go for? Because I mean, obviously, hip hop is a very broad and very, especially now, there's like a shit ton of fucking different styles when it comes to hip hop. Like, what is it that's the kind of, I guess, the sound that you generally go for when it comes to when you guys are producing your tracks?
If I'm gonna like describe it as a genre, I would say like jazz rap. But if like I have like an influence that I would sound like, I have influences across artworks. Like my biggest influence is probably Tyler the Creator, but that's because like I'm also including like his fashion, his festival, film, the way he does his videos and all that. But like music wise, strictly music, I would say that like Mac Miller is probably one of my biggest like influences, if not the biggest.
Okay.
Damn, I wasn't expecting that one.
Yeah, Mac, and then like the way Kendrick like has unique lyrics. I would say Kendrick as well. And then maybe like sound wise, not necessarily lyricism wise. I feel like we have different like wordings and like stuff that we talk about, but like maybe Isaiah Rashad also. Like I like the way his stuff sounds. Maybe not necessarily what he's saying all the time. Sometimes I feel like I listen to his music more for like the beats than I listen to him for like
For the lyrics.
Yeah.
The lyrics.
But like when it comes to like the top 2 influences, I would say like Mac and Kendrick for sure. Mac is probably on top.
Okay.
Yeah. I've covered a song of his on our midnight sessions.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which also that like does having instrumentation like affects your writing and all that? Like you think about I want to sing this with a, like you said, like a random a cello. I want to sing this like with a fucking
Yeah, and then
sax in the back.
having instrumentation like that has also like expanded my like
Creativity.
performance, you know, like before it was just always rapping, and now I'm not a singer or anything like that, but now I can slow my lyrics down and so that like it could be more of like a melody and things like that. So like all that production stuff has also helped me in that direction as well, just like getting to work with different instrumentalists who like I'm always used to like the faster I could rap and get the verse out of the way, the better for me. But now that like I'm working with people who can like really slow it down, it's like helped me like really pace myself and everything like that. So it's just making me a more well-rounded artist. And I'm excited to see like where I'm at by like album 2. Album 2 is gonna be fun to make, but yeah, because all of them are based on movies. The second one's based on Roger Rabbit.
Nice.
The third one, Pulp Fiction, and then the fourth one, I don't think it's a movie, but it's based on Dante's Inferno.
That's very nice.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Damn, you started like and get really dark after a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, like hell yeah.
Yeah. It starts from 80s,
Yeah.
80s horror to like noir crime to like just crazy, just chaotic drama, with some obviously like some comedic relief, and then like introspective, like like religious like
Yeah.
shit. Like You know, it's not like a religious like project, but it's like
it's
it
just,
obviously
like,
has like
the
the
hits,
references
yeah.
and stuff like that. You know.
Yeah, because I watched your last midnight session, and you had Cocoa Butter, Nancy, like guiding you there, and I was like, dude,
Who,
that shit.
who does those midnight sessions?
We do.
You do them?
Yeah. It's under MF Pearl.
Okay.
And we were just obsessed with like Tiny Desk concerts.
Yeah.
And so me and my business partner David, we were like, yo, I don't think there's like a definitive concert series here in El Paso. But at the same time, we were also thinking, like we want whatever the problem is. I don't know whose fault it is, but somebody will come and perform in San Antonio, and then they'll skip El Paso and they'll go to like Albuquerque.
Yeah.
Like what? So
Yeah, like it's on the way there.
and then whenever they do perform in El Paso, they have nothing but good things to say. So it's like, why aren't more people coming? So if this private session is a way for us to grow into like getting touring artists to stop in El Paso first, and then that evolves into them getting shows in El Paso, like if we can contribute to like improving the music scene, not locally, like if like
in general, yes.
in general though, yeah, like if we can help get more artists to come to El Paso, and they don't have to perform at the Don Haskins, like if they want to do like Lowbrow or just, I don't know, one of these more intimate spots, you know. Yeah. Then cool, like that's kind of like us fulfilling the purpose of what Midnight Sessions is. But it's we started off with a 2-man team, but now there's like a 6-person team behind it now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean that whole touring thing is more just because people here don't want to buy tickets. I'll tell you that much.
If that's the reason, like
that's generally what it is. El Paso is a very much a walk-up crowd, so a lot of tours they don't see that they do the sales ahead of time. So what happens is when you're getting a week out, maybe a couple days out of the show, if it's a 2,000 seat arena or 2,000 seat theater, and they've only sold 500 tickets, they're like, it's not gonna be fucking worth my time. Cancel the show. Let's move on to the next one. And then the other thing is too, since that's a bad thing, we're like on the road to like bigger areas where there's bigger venues. So San Antonio to Albuquerque, San Antonio has the AT&T Center, Albuquerque has the Eastside Amphitheater. Here, like, yeah, we have the Don Haskins Center and the Coliseum, but because they see like these two markets are bigger for us and getting the ticket sales ahead of time, they're like, fuck it, let's just pass through and go to the next one where we know we're gonna have a big sale. That's a bad thing about that. But I mean, yeah, when people do come here, that's the thing you always hear too. They're always like, yeah, man, El Paso is fucking cool. People there fucking love the show and it's fun.
That's bullshit. Like
Yeah,
I believe
bullshit.
it. I believe
It is
it.
bullshit.
That's
It is.
that's
Because
bullshit
even
though, you know.
like last week on Tuesday, I went to see Crowbat, and we were 6 people, dude.
Here?
And then-
It was here?
Yeah, I was here at the Rock House. Also, the Rock House doesn't promote shit, but it was just like this is a badass band. 6 people, like the fuck.
I feel like the marketing of
And
like
it
a
was
bunch
$10
of
a
places.
ticket. It was just $10 too, so it's not like.
yeah,
And that was the start of their tour too. Like they wanted to start in El Paso, and it's just like, oh fuck, like that sucks.
They're probably not gonna want to come to El Paso no more, you know. Or they're just gonna have to be more mindful of like the venue and stuff like that they do.
Because even apparently with Wuthering Heights, that's another thing that happened. Like they usually like play for longer, and like the people just left halfway through the show.
Because then there's still that selection of artists that are like always here.
Yeah, well, it's because the thing with that too is like we don't have like a good market for that kind of music too. Like, and I'll give you an example, and it's completely off topic or completely different from Hawthorne Heights. Jason Mraz was here like maybe, what was it, 2 years ago? He was at the Plaza Theater, and I remember I was at that show, and that dude is a really, really good musician. He has some really, really fucking actually good songs in terms of like the style that he does. Yeah. Everybody there, the entire fucking show was just saying out loud, "Play Lucky, play I'm yours, play Lucky, play I'm yours." And the guy even stopped mid-show. He's like, "Hey guys, you know I have more than 2 songs, right?" And that's the thing. Like everyone here only knows like 1 or 2 songs, like whoever it may be, and then they're like, "All right, I'm gonna leave."
Yeah. Just like really casual listeners and stuff like
there
that.
Isn't really people here that know. Like I think here specifically, it's more of like a either a ranchero banda crowd or it's like an EDM crowd.
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah, and that's something that's what sucks is like on my end, I can't relate to that. Like I'm not into those types of genres. I can get down at like an EDM festival. Like I'll have fun, but I won't know anything that's being played.
Nah, same.
You know what I mean? Like.
Unless it's on the radio, I won't know what the fuck. I won't know who the DJ is.
All I need is a Purple Armani and I'm good. Like, bro, like I'm good. Like I'll enjoy every song that gets played, but like I won't be like out there like play this, play that. Like I'll just enjoy myself. But I mean, if we could have any sort of influence on that, just people like being a little bit more obsessive about the music and all that, then cool. You know, if we can improve like the quality of the listener, then that'll be great. Because I think that'll improve like just the quality of the music scene.
Yeah.
As a whole.
Special delivery.
Cool.
That too.
That fool's wasted right now. That guy's wasted right now.
Little fly food.
Yeah, that's one way to catch a fly though.
It's funny because the other day we had a bunch of wasps, and the daisies like someone dropped a little bit of the pushing up the daisies. That was like fucked up.
You had a bunch of wops or wasps?
Wasp both. The
These are 16 ounces.
Sorry, 13.
Oh, okay.
13.5.
Nice glasses, man. I love
Nice,
glassware, bro.
Dude, it matters so much with alcohol.
It honestly does. Like this is a little bit of like, I don't know. We're at Old SheepDog, of course, but like, it's not another brewery, but like I love like Tin Man's concept of like the glassware releases and stuff like that. Like I love all
the artwork and all that.
I love the artwork that gets put on their glasses. I want to design artwork for glasses.
Nice.
Like that's one of the things I want to do. Like I don't know, just have like a girl like with her face like coming out and like all this like hops maybe like sprawling out of her face. You know what I mean? Like glassware is cool, man. I have like this huge collection of glassware, and some of them are like special glasses like this. This is not a tulip, right?
It is a tulip.
It is a tulip.
It
looks like one.
It is an IPA tulip. So and usually more for like heavier stouts too. So it flows like that.
So IPA tulips. What makes it an IPA tulip?
It's so when you're drinking the smell, it actually affects the taste of the beer.
Oh, okay.
So it's also the way it breeds, kind of like how you have wine and everything too. Like the breathability of the glass affects the way that it tastes too. So usually like imperial stouts, you either have them on like a 9 ounce, or the heaviest will be a 13 ounce. It's for that reason. So it breeds more, and you get the flavor profile. I know my shit.
Yeah,
Sometimes.
dude. Hell yeah. Craft beer is like, it's an artwork. It's an art form, honestly.
Yeah, like actually one day I had a guy who's like, he wouldn't understand why we had different glasses for beers.
Yeah.
So I make him try like the beer that he was drinking and all the glassware. It's like, oh shit, like it does affect it. So like, yeah,
I
like,
get it now. I get it.
Yeah, he was like us. He's like, I didn't get why people like serve it in different glass. Or,
Who was the first person to figure that out though?
I
Like
don't know.
who was the guy that sat there
We're going
drinking
back to
beer
this.
and was like, you know what? Maybe the shape of the glass affects how it tastes.
You want another one? So I can ask
No, I'm just kidding.
But I went, no, I was asking if you want another one.
We're going back to who created drugs?
Right? Dude,
who
we had
first
that
thought?
conversation last week.
Yeah.
Like last recording, I was like, what the fuck is that? The same guy that milked a cow for the first time?
I realized, I wonder if
Something-
you pull those titties, what comes out of
Yeah,
there?
you think something comes out of there? This is some crazy shit, dude. Yeah, like
So, you see that guy has some nice ass titties.
Maybe that was the same guy who tried drugs for the first time. He was high as fuck.
they're
when he
probably
thought
like
about that.
cousins or something. You know? Like, they're related to some extent. Nah,
Hey,
yeah.
Jebediah, come check this out.
What is it?
That's some good milk. You should see what I've been cooking up in the kitchen over here. It's like some
Like,
crack.
oh, shit.
Damn, dude. Yeah, that's crazy. Like, just thinking about like people who did things for the first time. Like, there's like simpler shit, like who started fire for the first time. But then there's shit like that, like who milked a cow for the first time, or like who thought of like, I don't know, cooking a horse for the first time, or like a cow for the first time. Like, who thought like, yo, we could eat that afterwards? Like, I don't know. It must have just like been out of like pure hunger, like starvation or something like that. You know?
I think that's the only way. That's like the
It was-
most logic
It was
explanation.
probably pure accident. They were like,
who
fuck,
figured
man.
out that like you had to eat? You get me? Like, yeah, you're hungry, but like if you've never eaten before, you're just like, what do I do? Like,
Right.
whoever thought like you just had to like eat? You get me?
Yeah, I was like, fuck.
Pure instinct, man. Pure instinct.
Shit, dude.
Crazy.
Put shit in my mouth
Push it,
to
yeah.
get rid of this shit.
Yeah, sometimes I'll think of some existential shit like that. I'm with you.
So
on that.
our phones are messed up just for the shit that we ask ourselves just when we're recording. My brain was just like, why am I getting like promotions for this shit?
Yeah, dude, that shit's crazy. I thought about something like some company one time, and like I started seeing ads on it on my Instagram, and I was like, oh damn, dude, you don't even gotta like search it no more. You just gotta like think it.
It's the vaccines, bro.
It's the best.
Just kidding.
That's what it is.
It's the meatest.
It's the meatest.
The 5G. Hell yeah. What is that?
Benito.
This is why I like coming here.
Benito Camelas.
What are you drinking?
Uh,
The Benito,
Benito
Camela.
Camelas.
Okay.
That's
I thought you were
hazelnut-
saying the name of the guy who like.
Nah.
No, that's Miguel.
Oh no,
Friend of the
that's
show.
Miguel. Hell yeah.
No, that's a pecan hazelnut brown ale.
This is the
Come and touch my nuts.
employee beer release special.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because Victor's was last day. He had his last day yesterday, aka the comedian, aka the John looking guy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, his was his last
Damn.
day yesterday.
Shout out Victor for sure. Hell yeah.
Dude, like it's funny because he's like, oh, I don't really drink beer. And he made a badass beer. Like, you motherfucker.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's really good. I'll
Come
say
and
that.
taste it. Come and taste it.
Come and
Come and
taste
taste those nuts
Come and taste
with
it.
those haze, with the haze,
Yeah.
nut, and the pecan. That was the only beer. It's funny because when we were making mine, that was the only. Gus was like, "That's the only beer that we didn't have to leave the brewery because we had all the ingredients here already."
Victor's or
Yeah.
yours?
Victor's.
Oh.
What was your beer again?
Mine's gonna be a pistachio ice cream sour.
Oh, didn't you make one though? Didn't you have one?
we
Like,
had
called
the-
Six.
Oh, ours was
we-
the
it was
6
the
feet
6
under.
feet.
Yeah.
Okay,
The
so
6
That was the vanilla porter
The
that we
vanilla
made.
Little porters, bro. Safari porter. We gotta
Yeah.
make a safari porter.
Safari Port House.
I would put like cherries in it.
What kind of cherry? Like just regular, like wild cherry.
I don't know. Like
Now you're thinking about.
I don't know my cherries like that.
You're gonna release the album with a beer. Oh my
I want
God.
to honestly, because I want to have like an album release party for it, and I
Yeah,
want there to be
like
like
the
I want there to be like a safari porter,
Like
like
the
release
Gus?
with it. Yeah,
I'm
so
pretty sure he'll be down as long as you work for it.
Safari.
That was our deal.
safari
We
porter.
had to work for it. Cesar first like hard labor job.
Oh gosh, you guys
Shit
just over
sucks.
here
You know, like,
fucking.
right?
I woke up so sore the next day.
Really?
No, I didn't.
The
I know how
fuck,
you
dude?
feel, man. I know how you feel. Can't straighten out my arms.
No, I think the thing that surprised me most
scratch my
when
back.
we threw away all the fucking grains and shit, I was like, really? All that shit goes to waste? God damn.
Well, now we're associated with a farm on the northeast, so they pick up all the
What
all the grain and use it for their soil.
Cool.
Oh,
So
that's dope.
it doesn't go to waste. So if you stop by the brewery, you'll see like on the parking lot a bunch of like white buckets. It's all the grain that we use for whatever beer it was made.
Damn, how you recycle that shit?
Yeah, because when Gus started brewing and homebrewing, he was using the grain to make doggy treats. But we don't have the fucking oven here to do that. So
That's so cool, dude. I love how like the theme of the brewery ties into like some of Gus's like hobbies. I don't know what you would call them. Like just what he does with
Just
like the
enjoy it.
ingredients, you know?
it's just us hitting the shit, dude.
Yeah,
Honestly,
Basically.
like,
Because I
Because,
wouldn't have
like-
guessed you can make doggy treats out of that.
you can like it's basically just grain. Like it's just protein.
Yeah.
Like you're having fiber. That's it.
Yeah. I never.
You can make cookies for like yourself or like protein bars with that.
Hell yeah. Just
Mine, we use even the pistachio like shells
Make
to
your
like
own-
hold the temperature.
make your own gains,
Pretty much. Eh?
you know?
Earn your
Shit.
beers.
Yeah.
Make your own gains. Oh shit. dude.
Gains from grain.
And fucking Josh was making fun of me too.
Why?
Because because we were waiting for a little bit, so I just like was like, well, like might as well. Like I grabbed one of the kegs and I was just like, like goddamn again, dude. Like whoa, like we were waiting for 40 minutes. Might as well do something.
Do you guys know what number of episode this is?
No.
Oh shit, no, dude.
No, you lost count at this point.
I've lost count. Quite honestly, I don't even know what month we're in right now.
Dude, the only reason like I know we have stuff when I transfer it from the camera to the computer, I actually put the day that we recorded it because I put at the beginning of the video I put recorded on. Because sometimes we'll say something that it's not relevant anymore.
Oh,
or like
that's time sensitive.
yeah, and it was just like, well, this happened like before this came out, or like we
I feel
talked
you.
some shit. It's just because
Yeah,
we like to
well,
be ahead a little
we
bit.
try to record ahead of time as much as we can to give
Yeah,
ourselves
for
a little
sure.
bit of time to get things set.
Because we never know, people can cancel. We had
Cancel
like,
or we even cancel. That's
Like-
why like life is hectic at the moment.
Yeah.
So we've
except
been
that guy that made us cancel like fucking 5 minutes before starting to
Oh
record.
god, yeah, you gotta have that back catalog. Yeah, we
So-
were talking about that.
Yeah, it's always that thing, and like people was like, oh, like what do you guys said at that time, or like we like I'll promote a beer, like well, like if that's why I said like if it's still there, like honestly try it, dude. Like we don't know when it's ending, we don't know when our beer was coming out when we made our beer,
Yeah.
so it was just like the whole, and I'd rather have that than like deal with like fuck, like we had to rush edit everything, like we do have day jobs still,
Yeah, I feel you.
unfortunately.
but if you guys help, if you donate to our Patreon, we don't have a Patreon.
Help us now. You guys have Patreon?
No, we
No,
don't.
no,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Fuck
That's-
them.
No, I had to go to check some.
We
emails
we
about-
just barely got started getting offered apparently to have advertisements on our YouTube videos. So
Nice.
hopefully
So-
soon.
You're gonna start having all this product placement.
right.
It's just gonna be like
Blue shoe. What's the other one?
just like a stop in the video, just like to
we
smile
have
at
to
the
stop.
camera.
But what's like the one that everybody uses? ExpressVPN.
Express
Oh,
VPN.
God, yeah.
What's a Raid Shadow list?
What's the shaved one?
Uh,
where, like,
Manscaped?
Oh, Manscaped, yeah.
It's a Manscaped.
Fuck yeah, send me free shit, guys.
Skillshare.
Skillshare.
Get 10% off your first 3 months.
Full Sail University.
Yeah, dude. I'm a YouTube like little whore, so I know
Ah,
all those. I know all those plugs.
Well, that's why we, like everybody makes fun of the Raid Shadow Legends, but everybody gets sponsors like by Raid Shadow.
Yeah.
Hey man, whatever pays the bills.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, dude,
Nah, I'm
I
with
am.
you. I'm with you. I don't really watch TV no more too. Like
Dude,
it's
I
all,
don't
it's all
think
YouTube.
like I
Honestly.
haven't. Like people are like, have you seen that commercial? Like, what?
This is honestly the most TV I've been watching lately. Like I restarted The Walking Dead from like
shit.
season 1 to season 10 or season 9, and then I've been watching like no,
dude.
season 10 honestly, and I've been watching season 11 as it comes out.
I think I stopped watching that show like after season 5.
Yeah, same. But like I
Six,
started
maybe?
it back,
Yeah.
and I'm glad I did. Like just knowing that people can like tell a story for that long. Like forget all the whatever people's opinions are. Like
Yeah, but I think it's just because it's a place where you're doing.
yeah,
Too. Like they're trying to build a whole universe.
yeah,
out of
and
your-
then
damn.
American
back.
Horror Story also. You know,
Dude.
Breaking Bad's probably one of my favorite shows. Honestly,
Like American Horror Story now with the new season, it threw me off. Just because
it's
because
cool,
I know
bro.
the original series was going through like all the circles of hell. That was the whole point of each
Oh
season.
yeah, I've seen
And
that
now
theory,
like
yeah.
apparently they're doing each episode's different.
It's
don't
like
know, I
a
haven't
double. It's like
watched
a double
separate,
season.
like, story-
So like
okay.
one half of the season is one thing, and then the second half is going on right now.
Oh,
So
okay.
like some of the people that like review the episodes on YouTube, they're speculating about how they're gonna tie these two seasons together or these two like stories together.
Stories.
If
Oh.
they are, they might not even do that.
Oh, because
It's like, have you
that's
seen,
what I remember.
The Grindhouse double feature where it's
Yeah.
like I forgot the
Dead
two,
Proof and
I forgot the other one, but
I love.
are they connected?
It's the same. No, they're not. They're not really connected. It's the same characters, different storylines.
Yeah. So like nobody's saying they have to be connected.
Yeah, it's just about like the only connections is either their clothing or like one of them is in there is just the color pens how the order are in her jacket. That's the only connection. Like
Yeah.
what the fuck?
That's like one of the few things that I haven't seen from like Tarantino and all that.
Well, yeah, how many movies he has left? One more, no?
Yeah. He said he's gonna make 10.
I thought
9 or
this last
10,
one
no?
was his last one.
Nine
I
or 10,
thought I
remember.
thought Once Upon a
Well,
Time in
it's 'cause-
Hollywood.
Kill Bill apparently they all count as one movie.
Huh.
Which I was just like, the fuck? Like they're long as fuck.
Yeah. Nah, but it's like
They're good
so-
movies. Don't get me wrong. I
Yeah.
love them, but then his next project's gonna be Broadway, so I'm just like, okay.
Wow, I might put Kill Bill like in my top 3. Like, but I would only put him in my top 3 of Tarantino if I can put them together. If people are gonna be like, nah, you gotta separate them, I'm like, all right, let me readjust my list real quick.
What would be your list?
Shit.
Shit.
Pulp
Yeah.
Fiction is obviously number
Oh,
one. Like,
yeah,
it's gotta be. And then I'm torn between like either putting Django or Inglourious Bastards as number 2. Maybe Django. I fuck with Django.
I
like,
would
heavy.
honestly say Inglourious Bastards is my
Really?
number one.
It's the
Yeah.
opening scene from Inglourious Bastards that's crazy for me. Like,
Dude, the
It's
funny thing is, the
fucking
first time I watched it, I literally had to watch that movie 3 times because I kept falling asleep in the opening scene just because how long and like slow it goes. But as soon as I get past that scene, I'm like, holy shit. Once I actually
Inglourious?
could say, yeah.
wow.
And it's not because it sucked. I don't know why. I just remember watching that movie for the first time and I kept falling asleep in that opening scene.
Damn.
I don't know why. But then once I actually watched the movie, I was like, holy fuck, this movie is amazing.
Yeah.
And that movie still, to me, to this day, I'm like, that's my favorite Tarantino film. Easily.
As much as I've enjoyed it, I can't really get through The Hateful Eight in one sitting.
Dude,
No, I mean,
that's
And I enjoy the movie though. Don't get me
it's a
wrong.
great movie, but you just have to like fucking.
And there's an extended version on Netflix.
I
Yeah,
watched
there
like
is.
that's
It's not even a
first thing
movie. It's like a season.
I watched
4
that one
episodes.
first, and I was just like, why did I like, fuck?
Yeah.
Like there was points like I know what's going on, but I was like, dude, I'm tired now. Like
Yeah.
you made me think too much.
I would put
Reserve Dogs is one of my top 3
you know it's
because
I
it's
still
one of
haven't
the
seen it.
it's one of the first ones that I saw. So I was just like, I fucking love that. The just the fact on the diner, just fucking love that scene. Just-
Yeah. That's like how they open it, right? In the
yeah,
diner.
and it's just like.
And what are they
so-
talking about? Like the conversations like about tipping?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And just Steve Buscemi's like, he's like, I want to tip this bitch. Just like, oh shit. Like,
I've seen like clips of it. I know the legend behind it. Like I know it's legendary and like iconic, but I haven't had the chance to yet.
For which one?
Reservoir Dogs.
Reservoir
Oh,
Dogs.
yeah.
Even
So-
my shot glasses at home, it's all the characters.
Yeah. That's
That's
cool.
the only reason why like I don't really keep shot glasses at home, or like I keep my whiskey glass and all that. But that's the only shot glasses I have. I feel like, why you have this? Because this is Reservoir Dogs. Like what the fuck?
That's like an unfair 9th place for me. Because like it's like void, you know, like I haven't seen it yet. But like Hateful Eight will probably be in the bottom. Once Upon a Time needs to age a little bit better for me.
I haven't
Not
seen that one
better,
yet.
but like
I
more.
haven't seen it yet either. I need to
Nah,
watch it.
it's a cool movie. But like when you watch it, you just there's parts. Nah, I won't. I'll let you guys watch it. But
that's fine.
I enjoyed it. Like I enjoyed
But
it.
like
as a
the
movie.
reason why I wanted to watch it at the Alamo because they did the whole like special like the way he filmed it, like it was the 3x8. I don't know what the fuck it was. It was the style of the camera he used. Like they showed it like it was an old movie too.
There was like a big deal about how he filmed Hateful Eight. Also, like it was like all filmed in like
in a one sequence.
Something like Panasonic or some shit like that. I don't know what it was. But yeah, dude, like Tarantino.
I kind of feel like that kind of ruins movies sometimes.
When they
worry so much about.
But that's the artistry, dude.
Yeah, but like at some point, it's like what drives the movie is the story and the acting. Like, I think if you worry too much about how you're making it, as far as like the filming and all that kind of stuff, like I get it, the cinematography is important to it, but I think you get so lost in that sometimes that they just come like, okay, so it looks great, but the fucking movie itself is terrible.
I think that's why Avatar sucks.
It's like when like video games are so concerned about the graphics.
Yes,
that like
exactly.
The game itself is shit. Yeah,
and even then, like if you're like fucking Cyberpunk, everything's fucking sucks. And I'm like, really?
Nah, I feel you.
It's funny because I was watching a video about this morning about how video games, like some companies are really worried about this, like how people are complaining about Battlefield 2042. I was like, it's another like fucking multiplayer shooter, but it looks nice. Don't get me wrong.
It's so hard.
That's like that, and I don't know. I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate for this too. That's like the one thing I hate with all creators. Like my biggest pet peeve is when people are like, I'm not a musician, I'm not a filmmaker, I'm an artist. I'm like, fucker, like don't get lost in that. Do not get lost in that. If you start getting lost in that, you're gonna really forget what you did, why you're doing this, and then all of a sudden it's gonna suck. It's like Kanye. That fucker thinks he's God and gets so lost in like certain things, starts delaying things 2 months, 3 years later, and then it's like, really, bro, you waited this long to make one little change in it?
Oh, it's because his Jesus need a new souls.
His album releases are just so annoying,
bro. Let me tell you. Well, I don't want to get on that shit again. I already went off on that before. But like that whole shit and like his thing, like I remember, like, I think I heard parts and they were like, "What changed?" It's like, "Oh, the bass line. I did this, boom, boom, instead of boom, boom." Like, really, bro? You just did the inverse on the fucking fourth. That's it. Like that's the big change. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I think sometimes people get this, the whole term of I'm an artist, I think gets too far lost.
I think it happens when you have that fame now. Like, it's because, like, I tell people, like, you're an artist. Like, no, I'm just an illustrator. I'm a graphic designer. I'm a photographer. I'm not an artist. Like,
but that's what I mean.
I don't make a mark.
People think
but I think once you have the money and all that shit, like,
but that's why it's like, who cares if you have the money? I don't care if you have the money. I'm not going to not call you an artist because you have the money.
Yeah.
What I care about is that
what you're making.
I think when you do that, like it's like you're asking the listener to become an expert at what you're doing, and it makes them not enjoy the shit. You know
that's what I'm saying.
Now you're like, oh, okay, you want me to listen to all this? Because
you know what I mean? That's what I'm saying.
Like people just casually consume it, you know.
And that's my thing. Like as a like, you know, whatever musician, all that kind of bullshit. I've never liked the fact that people get so involved in it. I'm like, look, dude, at the end of the day, why did you start listening to music? Or what's the main thing that made you go into it?
I think
because I love it and I enjoy it. It makes me feel happy. I was like, why do you think people listen to it? Oh, because it makes them feel happy. They enjoy it and they have fun with it. I'm like, then that's what it should be about. It shouldn't be about being an artist. He's not relatable
anymore. Like you cannot rap about the hood when you fucking live on North Hollywood.
That's crazy. Yeah, I feel like I've become less and less of a fan of like him, Drake, and all that because I feel like they just separated themselves so far.
But that's what I'm saying. It's not even that. Like, I don't care how rich you are. I don't need to be related to you. I don't need to relate to you. Like, there's other people I can relate to in music, and there's other people I can't. What I care about is that what you're doing is actually just for the hell of it. Like, it's for the fun of it. It's that it sounds good and people can enjoy it and people can have fun with it. I think that's the reason, like, I've always liked, like, pop punk and pop music because it's, like, it's not the most complicated artistry in the world, let me tell you that one. It's fucking 4 chords, it's simple, it's easy, it's fun, but the fact that it's there just to have fun with and enjoy, like, that's what it's there for. And that's why I hate, like, when people get so lost in the artistry of things. I'm like, dude, I don't care if you're wearing a fedora or not. Like, I care that you're enjoying what you're doing.
Who's the guy that changes his hat every time he releases an album?
Changes his hat.
Chance the Rapper?
Chance the Rapper?
Is that what you're talking about?
I was thinking of Pharrell, I think.
Oh, okay.
Every time,
I like how we both thought of Chance. No, he doesn't change his hat. That's the thing. No, he's like on his 5th album, Soaring to 3.
But I know, like, Pharrell, like what the fuck, like that? Why are you wearing a Canadian police officer hat? What the fuck's going on, dude?
I'm cool with that. I'm cool with like how people like take on certain like personas during like a new project. Like, you know who does that a lot is Tyler. Tyler the Creator does that a lot. Like when he was making Igor, he was a whole different character and all that stuff. But like I like that still I think ties into what you're doing, what you're saying about like he's doing it because he's having fun, like creating these
like
worlds.
That's
and
fine,
stuff, you know
but
what I
like
mean?
I'm saying when they're like, I'm trying to express my artistry. I'm like, what artistry? Like, what exactly are you expressing that's artistry?
That you can flip the audio backwards.
I mean, like those little things are cool. I'll say that. Like when you play an album backwards and like there's little things hidden in there, like that's fucking cool. Like that's fine. But if like you're being like Kanye saying like, no, I'm delaying the album 3 months because it's just not ready. The artistry isn't there yet. I'm like, what artistry, bro?
Well, like you changing one thing.
Like the general listener isn't gonna fucking notice if you change that one little beat by this much or this much. Like people want to listen because they want to listen to it. They want to have fun with it.
Oh. What the fuck's going on? I don't know.
I had to move back, dude. This fucking stool is starting to hurt my butt.
Dude, the square stools are weird.
Have
Square stool.
Arch or curve to them to like help alleviate that.
Nah, I'm not good at the arch.
Oh no, I'm saying like the seat design.
I know, I'm joking.
We get it, Cesar. You twerk. We have a video. We have a video of him
Hey,
twerking.
only on certain nights when Cesarin comes out.
So when Cesar gets drunk, it turns into Cesarin.
Cesarin.
And then somehow he has a fire.
That's my character when I'm drunk.
He has a fireman's
helmet on.
Yeah, and twerks. Like he gets on his head and twerks. We like it's been on the videos once, but it's just like when I took this video,
it's only on special occasions when I feel like it, when somebody deserves it.
Like straight up, like his wife. His like,
the fireman's hat. Off the wall.
I got skills, bro.
I want to put this back again on this video.
Yeah. I wonder how many times we put it on here.
Jesus
Christ, the second time?
Dude, damn.
That and your fucking dance moves, dude. What the fuck going on?
Hey, man. I'd say this all the time. I grew up being in quinceañera, so I got some skills.
Hell yeah.
Like, I like how my videos is me shotgunning beers. Yesterday, we did the last shotgun with Victor. And, like, someone took a video, and then just me waiting for them to finish at the end.
Oh, yeah.
You're like, what? Oh, like William. Dude, that guy's fucking crazy.
So we have a friend of the show, William. He's a brewer. He can shotgun a Foster in 3 seconds. A Foster is it's a 32 ounce. It's a 32 ounce beer can.
You know what's crazy? That day that we shotgunned the beer with him at
Elias?
No, it was Dead Beach.
Oh yeah, Dead Beach.
That was the first time I'd ever shotgun.
Dude,
and I remember being like as soon as we opened it and I started drinking it and I look over and he's done, I was like, the fuck, man? Cheater.
Dude, the first time I did it with him was 7 a.m.
Y'all crazy.
It's like, because I was taking pictures. I used to take pictures. So he's like, hey, before we do anything today, shotgun or what?
Hey, bro, fix his stand. Technical difficulties.
Oh, no, we're good. I was just messing
good?
with it. Yeah.
Okay.
That's actually, yeah, so it was yesterday too. Like, that was his ass. I had to give him, because apparently Victor can still not open a shotgun. I had to do the hole for him. Working here for almost a year.
Hey, man, we're talking about artistry. That hole is a work of art, man. That shit's hard.
I barely learned how to do that shit like this year.
See? I still can't. I don't like to do it.
I want to see you waiting. Yeah, you're waiting. You're waiting a little bit. That's in shotgun time. That's a lot of waiting. Because like shotguns are supposed to be quick.
Yeah.
I'm not the fastest shotgunner. But whenever I only do shotguns with like a certain group of people. Not that I'm like exclusive or anything, but like it's just like
they understand.
They're the ones that I do shotguns with. It just comes up in those like situations, and there's one guy who's just like fast, man. He's so fast at it. I'm like middle of the pack type of shit.
Yeah, I think it just one's gonna surprise William.
I'm not even middle of the pack. I don't know what I am. I'm like, fuck y'all. I finish it when I finish it.
I think the only reason is just because like he like was always like, nah, you gotta do it quicker and quicker. So like we kept like practicing, and then we have a regular here, Fonzie, that stops by, and everything he stops by is like, shotgun or what? Like, yeah.
You know what the worst thing is when people are just like, let's shotgun Trulies.
Oh, the fucking like all that carbonation.
Yeah, I was about to say
and
like
just the fact that you can't even taste anything. So you shotgun like 2 or 3 of them, and then you're like, oh fuck,
I got heartburn.
Yeah.
I think one of the worst ones that I shotgun here, we had the Rogue Dreamland. So when they caked it, they over carbonated.
Yeah.
So it's if you're gonna have a Rogue Dreamland, always buy the can. don't get it on tap. The can's the best option you have. But on the we canned it and everything, but it's over carbonated. So you had it, and like I was like, oh, I don't want to eat anymore. I ordered food too, so I was just like, I waited on my tacos from function. I was like, nah, I'm just gonna leave them on the side for a little bit. Oh, I can't eat. But yeah,
That's what happens, man. That's what happens.
I like how it went from like you twerking to shotgunning.
I mean, usually when I twerk, there's shotgun involved. So
Yeah, that's the time that I got you to shotgun with me, right? I was like, oh yeah, I'll do it. I was like, oh yeah. We shotgun some cholo beers, modelos.
Cholo beers.
Dude, like they're cholo beers.
Yeah.
Like a modelo especial. That has to be the cholo beer, like cabronas.
Wait,
Coronas.
is that the dark one?
No, that's negra modelo.
Oh,
But if you go to Juarez to a bar and you order huevos de toro, it's a negra
like-
modelo.
I feel like I don't know. I went to Juarez. I've only been to Juarez 2 times. And one of the times it was just like, I was getting called out because I never had a Carta Blanca before.
Oh shit.
So I feel like Carta Blanca is like the...
Carta Blanca is like it's your malt, it's your Mickey's, dude.
Okay, yeah.
It is what it like. That's when we made the El Paso fucking Texas, with Estilo Junction.
yeah.
It tasted like a good Carta Blanca.
I had...
It's like your good malt liquor.
Damn, speak of the devil.
Instead of walking down.
I had what do you call it? Fucking... We did a Edward 40 hands with Mickey's before. So
Yeah.
it was just like, it was pretty nasty.
Dude, like once it gets warm, you're like, I don't want this
Yeah,
anymore.
so you got to do it fast. It's like doing the milk challenge. Like you want to do it fast because then that shit, you don't want just the milk to be sitting like that.
Dude, the milk challenge. I forgot about that shit.
Yeah, I did that shit like in high school,
oh my
bro.
god, yeah.
I didn't win.
Dude, no one wins at that.
Nobody's a winner. Are you kidding me? Yeah.
Like
Mhm.
I did it twice. I did it with like whole milk, and then the second time I did it with 2%. It's like it's the same shit. At the end, you still puke. Your body can't handle that much milk.
That's another one of those things. Who the fuck came up with that shit? Like, who sat there like,
That's-
hey, who can chug milk the fastest? And then was like,
2007
bleh.
YouTube.
There's also like the Sprite challenge, I think, where you drink like two Sprites and like eat 2 bananas or something like that.
No,
Wait,
I think I know the burping challenge for so like you cannot chug 2 sodas and not burp for 30 seconds.
I can see that.
But I'm just like
That seems easier to try though. Like
It
drinking
seems
a whole
easier,
gallon of
but,
milk
like-
is
I
insane.
mean, it's easier to
like-
drink and then deal with as opposed to chugging a whole fucking
Yeah.
gallon of milk.
Oh yeah, I'm fucking like that's too much lactose. Dude.
It was like such a crazy experience. And then the second time I did it, one of the guys that did it with us was lactose intolerant. Dude, that guy was probably like living as like hell on earth. Like he's probably like fucked, dude. I was like, dude, I can't imagine being lactose intolerant. I'm not allergic to anything, so like I'm glad.
This is the other thing I found out. Like it's actually rare to be lactose tolerant.
Yeah, I know.
1 out of 9 people, it's lactose tolerant. It's
Yeah.
not the other way. I was like, what the fuck?
Wait, what?
1 out of 9? 1 out of 10, sorry. It's actually lactose tolerant.
Intolerant or tolerant?
Tolerant, dude.
So like only 1 out of 10 people can handle their
can
milk.
handle lactose, yeah.
That's crazy. I would have never
That's
guessed
an
that.
actual thing. I was
'Cause
like,
I know
what the
more.
fuck?
I
Are
just
you
know more
sure?
people that can
Yeah,
drink it.
because the reason we're the only like mammal that drinks lactose from another mammal. And that's if we were drinking like human
That
milk.
sounds like an interesting statistic because then I feel like I know more people that are lactose intolerant.
I know a lot of like
Is like El Paso like the exception?
I guess, dude.
Like if you said every 5 out of 10 people, I'd be
Yeah,
like, all right,
like
cool.
5 out
Like
of 10
half and
maybe,
half.
but like
But one
one
out
out
of
of
10?
10?
that was someone like fucking did the whole analytics and everything. I was like, that's weird. But I also think about it as like, yeah, a lot of people that I know are like lactose intolerant.
That's crazy.
Huh.
I know a few. Like it's not rare for me to know someone lactose intolerant, but maybe I just
But
haven't asked.
I think it's the reason that the way they explain is because we're the only like mammals that drink milk from another animal, which it's not
Yeah.
that's
That's
not
true, yeah.
normal.
Nah, yeah, that's true.
Thanks to that guy, it's fucking
That discovered milk from Macau's titties.
Yeah, full circle, bro. Full circle. Cheers to that.
right.
That's funny.
No, but it's so weird. Like you think about it, it's like like we're not like when you go to the store and it's like you're gonna find like human titty milk. I was like, okay. I'm like, why am I gonna buy it?
I wonder whose titty it came from.
Right.
That's all I'd be
Can
thinking.
you imagine if we actually did that? If there was actually like a
That's-
factory where they had like
Just
What you-
women.
like women fucking making milk.
That'd be
I just remember, like-
insane, dude. That'd be
Oh my
insane, dude. Oh gosh.
2%.
There's just a picture on the back of every bottle of like who it
Oh,
came from.
where we came from. I
Yeah.
was like, damn. That's a good ass titty milk.
Dude, that shit would be expensive.
Well, like that's the other thing, because I was like, that's how you like the other reason like they made is like you should never give cow milk to a cat. I was like, yeah, it's actually true. Like they get sick right away. Like they sell specialty like cat milk like, for cats and dogs, and I was like, you're right.
Damn,
like,
for real?
Yeah. When you go to like actual pet stores, they have like the formula for.
Oh shit.
And I was like, holy shit! Like you guys are right.
It's crazy. I learned more about milk today than I think I've ever learned in the rest of my life.
I don't think I've ever talked about milk this much in my entire life.
Yeah, so like I said, I always
that's
had
how
like
that
the
shit
worst,
go.
the most like wordless knowledge.
Yeah.
It's always a motherfucker like, yeah, that guy should be on Jeopardy.
No, I shouldn't, dude. I'll lose everything. Can I get a street titties for 200? What? Street titties?
No,
for
dude,
200?
you would be the guy that like ends up with like maybe only $5,000 and then bets it all on Double Jeopardy and gets that shit right and ends up winning the fucking round. That would be
Double
you.
Jeopardy all the time, dude.
Double Jeopardy. He bet it all and he won.
Now that the guy from that's in charge is the guy from Reading Rainbow.
I thought they weren't him anymore.
they switched again?
Yeah, because the last
fuck
time I
that
watched
guy,
it, it
dude.
wasn't on there.
Because they haven't fun like an actual. No one can be Alex.
No one can be
Alex River. Yeah, I watch. I do watch you fucking Jeopardy every once in a while.
He's the legend.
That and like, because the other day like the fucking games that I play, like I actually play a lot of Uno online and Wheel of Fortune.
Oh shit.
But Wheel of Fortune is like so bad on online that it's just like, what the fuck's going on?
Wheel of Fortune.
Guess this letters. I don't know what the fuck this is. I'm stupid.
You know what would be fun? I feel like to play would be like The Price is Right.
Bob Barker. Without Bob Barker, is that?
Well, I mean, obviously, but I'm just saying, I feel like that would be a fun game to play.
I wouldn't have minded playing like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire maybe.
Oh, fuck no, that's too much, man.
Nah.
That's too smart.
Because at some point, I'm like, shit.
I could have gotten like the first
Shit.
couple rounds, right?
Especially when it goes, da-na-na-na, and the
Oh,
lights
yeah.
come down, you're like, oh, fuck, this is some serious shit right now.
I would have just been the worst guest. I would have been up in like, let's say I stop at 36,000, but I'm cool with that. Like, I'm out.
Like how much? Yeah, you're like, how much you're taking for taxes? Oh, I can do it.
I'm just like calculating this shit on the spot. Like, I'm not even like, I'm disregarding his question.
You just pick up your phone. It's like, okay, I can live with that. Like I feel like
That's a good day's work.
And then watch one of the questions be, this gentleman was the first to discover you could take milk from a cow's titties. I'm like, ah, fuck.
I fucking know this.
It's Jeremiah.
Jeremiah. No, bro, Jebediah. Shit.
Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, can I get a
Bartholomew.
redo?
Bartholomew.
I like when like on How to Be a Millionaire they call like they do the lifeline and they're just like, hey, how you doing, dude? Like they're just like, I know the answer, but I just wanted to do this just to let you know that.
Oh, I've seen that one. The guy that calls him like, hey, I just want to let you know that I'm about to be a millionaire.
I was like, what?
And he was like, what? And everyone started clapping. She was like, yay. And then he gets wrong, like, oh, what the fuck?
Damn, he did?
No,
Or
I
he
got it
oh,
right.
okay, I was about to say,
Like,
damn.
that sucks.
Yeah, it was like this. I remember, I didn't watch the episode, but that video is all over the place. Like this dude with glasses, and he's like, oh, I'm going to use my lifeline. And I think he tells him too, is like, hey, so I know the answer, but I want to use my lifeline just so I can let them know I'm about to be a millionaire. And he calls him and he's like, yeah, dude, so I'm on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? You're my lifeline, but I know the answer. I just wanted to call and let you know that we're about to get rich.
We're about to go to Disney. What?
You can go to Disney like 50 times. Probably more than 50 times.
Oh,
If
what?
you go to Disney 50 times and show out like every time you're there, like you just go get churros and all that stuff, like you can make it like a 50.
You're not even writing like anything. You're just getting churros.
Whatever
I
else they
know
have, like
Cesar's gonna do that.
butter beers and all that.
Nah,
That's,
dude,
Universal,
Butterbeer's is
no?
Universal.
We get it. You
That's
fucking-
Universal?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, okay. Harry Potter's not Disney.
yeah, Harry Potter ain't it?
I'm surprised. At this point, I'm surprised. I'm waiting for Disney.
Well,
to
it
buy
was
Universal.
supposed to be Harry Potter at Disney, but fucking J.K. Rowling said no because they didn't want to give her any kind of creative input on anything. They wanted to control everything, so that's why she went to Universal.
That's cool.
Either way, she's canceled.
Good for her.
Why did they? Oh, that's right.
She's not transgender.
That's what it was. Yeah, I forgot about that. I remember.
I hate that shit, dude.
I stayed so like oblivious to that, honestly.
I just tell people like, just tell me your name. Like, what am I gonna call you? Like, I don't care about the she, he, whatever, who. I was like, just what's your name? Cool. That's all I needed to know.
I'm with you.
Yeah, it's like, Like I know someone that's transgender.
You know what's crazy now?
They changed their name to Charlotte,
And
that's what
I
I
saw
call
this deal like 2 weeks ago. There's like a whole thing now that the Latin community that's transgender, they're calling them Latin X.
Oh yeah, it's to take away the O and the A.
Yeah,
That way, like, you're not Latino or Latina, you're just Latin.
Latinx. And it's also apparently being a
I
big
got-
thing in Mexico too, like to call them like pronouns, like a different style of pronoun. Ellos. Like it's.
Well, it's crazy. Like apparently, I've read a bunch of articles on it. Apparently, like a lot of the Latin community hates it. Well, I mean, I'm sure it's because you know how tied the Latin community is to like the Catholic religion. So I mean, I feel like that's probably a lot of the reason why. But it's like when I heard that, I was like, "What the fuck? What is this? Like,
I see that.
where did this happen?"
But like Latinx.
I was all confused. I was like, "Shit,
thought, like,
is there
is
some?
that in
Is
a
there,
word?
is there some new Latin community that I don't even know about? What's going on?"
Yeah, that's such an open-ended subject, man. Like, if you gotta correct me, cool. But if you gotta get mad at me for getting it wrong by accident,
yeah.
it's like, come on.
Dude, that's
the thing that I hate when you have those people that start going off and I'm like, "Hey,
All you have to do is
all you
just
have to
correct
do
me
is
one
fucking
time,
tell
you
me
know?
one time and
I
like
got
I'm
you.
sorry, I don't know about this
Just
stuff."
tell me your name.
'Cause-
Like back to that. Just what's your name? Cool.
You do you, boo boo. I'm just
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, I feel
I
you.
identify myself as the clown. Just kidding.
Nah, I feel you, yeah. It's just it
always
could be
that
so
way.
much simpler. I feel like that whole like just subject matter has gotten so complicated. It's just like it doesn't have to be as complicated, honestly.
Dude, just social media fucks everything
Yeah.
up.
Social media is crazy, bro. I've never taken a detox, but I've had like moments where like I just go on an unfollow spree. Like after a long time, I'll just be like, "Who's this guy?" Like who? Like because for me, it's just a matter of like if you're not like creating or doing something, like I don't know. The way I look at it is if, all right, I see what you're doing all the time. So if we go and catch up and go get a beer or something together, what are we gonna talk about? Like I already know everything you've been doing. Like
Yeah.
there's really no conversation to be had. Like I've already kept up with you.
Yeah,
So-
I hate that shit. Like people that post everything that they're doing.
Yeah.
And I told this before because one of my cousins is like that. I was like, I was waiting for her to get kidnapped. Just because she's like pretty much posting
you
like
know where
I'm
they're at
taking
all
a
the
shit
time.
right now. I was like, I don't fucking
No,
care.
What I hate is the people that go to concerts and they post the entire concert on social
Oh,
media. I
Yeah.
hate that shit.
That's,
I'm okay with like one, maybe two
yeah,
posts.
like you're
But,
in
like,
front. You're in the front row. Perfect.
when you're
to, like,
fucking
enjoy
when
it.
your fucking Instagram, Snapchat stories, the entire fucking show, I'm like, did you even watch the show or were you recording it the whole time?
I was recording it for all my followers.
Like, I don't get that shit. That's what I don't get.
I was
Yeah.
next to you. I don't care.
Yeah, I feel you. It's just crazy, man. It's like I don't know what the acceptance,
Excuse me.
validation, whatever it is that you're going for. Like it doesn't really do anything for you at the end. But it's hard for me to talk about it just because like I be on that shit all the time, too, you know. Like, but I guess I have my reasons to, you know.
No, I don't even
Like I
post.
said, like if you're a creator, like
Yeah.
it's something that like I'm cool with. Like you're always creating and trying to share something with people. But
Well, and you're always trying to get inspiration from anything that you see around, like what's going on.
Yeah.
But also, it's just like, dude,
it's
like
a push and pull game, honestly. That's why I try not to bash on it too much, but I do have my opinions on it that are like more.
I don't think I
pessimistic.
don't ever post anything unless it's like a new little project I did or if I'm posting like vacation pictures. I think that's the only time I ever post anything.
I think like because even the last time like I went to a show, like I posted like, oh, like where's the show? Like that's it, like one picture, and I fucking like got the rest. Like I was just like I took like 2 pictures for that show that I went on Tuesday.
Yeah.
And I was just like, cool. Other than that, I was like, because we were like I said, we were only 6 people, so I was like, I'm just gonna enjoy the fucking show. And the vocalist and the guitarist like always pointing at me and my girlfriend's dad just because we're like the 2 guys like fuck yeah, and like in the front there's no one.
Yeah.
But we were
6
enjoying
people.
the moment. It was like cool. Like these guys are like just chilling and all that.
Yeah, I feel you.
It's just always that shit, dude. Fucking social media sucks to an extent.
To an extent.
But when Instagram, Facebook, and WhatsApp went down, people were fucking losing their shit.
I kind of was.
I wasn't. I was just kind of like,
like,
what the fuck happened? It's my
Yeah.
No,
internet
I
shit.
checked it. I was like, cool. And I went to Twitter and it's like, oh,
yeah, I'm
that-
cool.
Well,
with
that's what I
Twitter,
did.
bro.
I
That's
was
like,
like-
one of my favorites.
I always
dog.
go to Twitter. I'm like, let me see. Twitter might be saying what's going on and says it on there. Like, oh yeah, Twitter's got me.
I think Twitter's one of my favorites, if not my favorite, because like it's just no holds barred over there.
Yeah, like,
Like you get on there, you better have some like tough skin, because like you'll see some shit that like, dude, I love Twitter.
like I tell people, it's like I'm getting like the whole OnlyFans shit, but without paying, and also they're like promoting
Yeah, I
shit,
feel
and
you.
this
Yeah, I
random
feel
was like, I didn't know you did this. Like
I just
now
miss
I find out.
MySpace. That's my thing.
Right.
MySpace.
Everybody was asking for Tom.
If everybody could come back with MySpace, I'd be happy.
It's crazy, dude. Like Instagram and all that shit was down for like a couple hours, and people were just like, it became a story, and that just shows how like
Dude,
dependent people are on it. You know?
at my office, I always have a NBC like live news. They stopped. There was a shooting, and they stopped about talking about the shooting in the school. It was like Facebook is down. I was like, how is this more important than someone getting shot out of school?
That's crazy.
Because Facebook controls the world, dude.
Yeah.
I was just like, wow, you guys stopped.
If it's not
about a
Facebook,
shooting.
it's YouTube.
Yeah. That's crazy.
And then they like after that happened, they started interviewing people like from the school.
Mhm.
Like, what was like the whole like what caught you at guard? It's like there was a shooting inside my school. Like are you really asking like what was the most like impressive like weird shit that happens? Like, yeah, there was a guy with a gun in the school.
I got in school. Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
It's like, why would you ask this? Or when the whole Hispanic Heritage Month started. They were interviewing one from NBC, and it's like, it's because you wouldn't get it. And the girl who's the main like caster there, she's Indian. And it's like, you don't get how it is to be a minority. What? She's Indian. You're Mexican. Like there's more. It's like
Yeah.
You kind of fucked yourself up there. And it's like you really ask an Indian lady that you don't get what
I
a
feel you.
minority is. It's like, oh, you.
I feel you.
I was like, I was even mad. I was like,
That's just
shit.
people like always making assumptions without really fucking knowing what the hell's going on.
Yeah.
It threw me out. I was like, dude, like, really?
the world.
You just said that on camera?
Just talking a little bit too comfortably.
It's always so weird.
I get you.
Okay. Well, I guess with that, guys, we're gonna go ahead and start closing
Wrapping
on
up.
up out of here, wrapping up. So, Alex, is there anything you want to go ahead and thank people for?
You know, we got to thank our beautiful, delicious sponsors. We have so many beers. We
Empty
have
glasses for a reason.
So really, yeah. Wait.
Well, they'll be empty.
Still gonna get more, but shout out to SheepDog Brewery. SheepDog Brewery, look at it, 3900 Rosa Avenue, Paso, Texas, 79905. Right here in the water, guys. Do your stew, grab a cold beer, delicious, tasty, all that crispy goodness for you. We have from Benito Tocaminas Highway. Come and figure out what that is. If you don't know Spanish, try to say it. It's hilarious. It's a hazelnut pecan brown ale, so it's really good. It's a chill beer. You can drink that all day. Me and Groovy have a couple of the Why You're So Obsessed With Me. It's a Pink Wawa New England IPA. You know, you got to talk about those mean girls. You got to put it on the burn book. We have a burn book. You can write anything that you want there.
October 3rd.
Hell yeah.
It was October 3rd.
What is it?
Nah, it's
October
like not
9th,
as.
though.
This
yeah.
is already like
No,
2
but
weeks
I was
later.
just thinking,
So,
I was like, it's a week apart, but
yeah.
we know it was good. We had all those delicious beer. You got to thank all SheepDog Brewery for that. Like always, like I said, just come by, say hi to anybody of us, chuck in a beer with us, have a beer with us, talk to us, just give us ideas. We will fucking make it happen. Also, you want to light it up here in El Paso, you know what that is. That's Vitolas. Vitolas located at 216 West Franklin, El Paso, Texas, 79901. Right there next to the South Warriors University Park. That's a park that hosts the locomotives and the chihuahuas. So you know it's always good. You want to go have a stogie before the game and a victory stogie because you know our teams are winning. You know we're getting all those good wins. Not the L's. Not the L's. If you get an L, fuck you, dude. I was kidding. But shout out to them. Like, you know, either have over 400 cigars. One of the oldest cigar shops in El Paso. So you know they'll have anything for you from cigars to whiskey to cocktails. So if you don't smoke, you want to start smoking some good stuff, they can teach you what you should start with or what's going to go good with your beer or your whiskey or your cocktail. They'll teach you all about it. And you know what? If you're a little hungry, you want to have some of that Pond Rock food with time from smash burgers, poutine, tapatio shrimp. Shout out to Alex. He's the guy who managed the Pond Rock food truck. That's Why Knife Dining. Why Knife Dining is a matted black Pond Rock food truck.
Yeah, guys, and as always, please be sure to check us out at 6feetunderstudios.com where you'll find links to all of our streaming platforms, including our YouTube, Spotify, and our Apple Podcasts. You'll also find a link to our Instagram where we like to post anything and everything 6 Feet Under Studios, as long as Instagram isn't down like we were just talking about. But make sure you guys check that out, as well as our website, 6feetunderstudios.com, where you can find our local spotlight, where we like to feature all of our friends, family, and guests, anybody who's a friend of the show, who's been working with us or is going to work with us, because here at 6 Feet Under, we're all about local support and local. It's very, very important to us, so make sure you guys check that out. so you can look at all of your 6feetunderstudios.com love and more. Once again, thank you to Evan for coming up on the show with us today. We appreciate him waking up so early on a Saturday and being here with us. Anything you want to promote, anything you want to say before we log off out of here?
Yeah, actually, really quick, just go ahead and go onto YouTube, go look up Midnight Sessions, and check out some of the best local musicians in the city. We got 25 episodes. Yeah, 25 episodes, dog. 25 episodes for you to go to check out. It's a lot of music. If you go through all the episodes, it's probably like a whole day. So you get a lot of stuff to choose from, and it'll just help you expand your taste in like local culture. So just bouncing off of what Cesar said about local, supporting local, got more local stuff for you there. And then Apple Bags, late November, early December. You can follow me at Groovy Kubrick to go ahead and see all the news and all that stuff. I'll update it there.
There you go, guys. Make sure you guys check all that out. A lot of cool things coming your way. Like we always said, make sure you guys look at what's going on here locally. There's never nothing to do here, even though everyone says it. There's always something going on here.
Get out of your hood, fucker.
So make sure you guys check that out. Look what's going on. And as always, guys,
stay hard.
Bye, guys. See you later.
Hey.
Thank you.